Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that it is fucking cold in Syracuse, New York. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube. It's my place to get Lucas E. Allen, which this year's AEW 2025 All Out and WWE 2025 WrestlePalooza predictions to say the least. It is your said AEW All Out and WrestlePalooza day to say the least as well for September 20th of 2025, Saturday, September 20th of 2025. And yes, despite what it says on my calendar or my laptop is 73 degrees, it was fucking in the 40s after this morning. And actually fucking basically 180 about fucking basically temperatures. It was down in the 70s, like I said. Fucking crazy ass. Mother Nature can be freaking crazy to say the least. She's also kind at the same time too, man, to say the least, hopefully. Let's go on by how you all doing today. Let me know in the comment section below this video, your podcast, how your day is doing. And always follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Lucas C. Allen. Watching today's podcast or video, hit the like button today's video/podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Turn the bell for all post notifications. I'm just going to upload to say the least. And also be commenting my AEW All Out and my WWE WrestlePalooza 2025 predictions to say the least. Let's get right into your podcast today, shall we? And by the way, there'll be another one out today with a video with the Wrestling Report. It's a very rare Saturday edition of the Wrestling Report for September 20th of 2025 as well. Also, for next Saturday, obviously your said day of WWE No Mercy as well, to say the least. So stay tuned for that, to say the least, but you get the point. And always check out the podcast this Sunday, tomorrow, for September 21st of 2025. Discussing Luca Limits Mayhem, discussing all things Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite this week. Also, the latest wrestling news, big stories breaking out, to say the least, in the world of professional wrestling, as always. Enough of my promotions, to say the least. We're going to start your AEW All Out 2025 predictions. Also finish off your WWE WrestlePalooza 2025 predictions as well. As always, thank you for watching. Lucas E. Allen Productions may be, as always, going to say, is this year's AEW All Out and WWE WrestlePalooza 2025 predictions on Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube to say, let's go on today's podcast. So we start off with the AEW All Out predictions for this year. Compared to WrestlePalooza, the All Out starts obviously beforehand, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Alright, let's start about All Out to say the least. Because Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, just starting off the show, it's obviously confirming everything. We take on FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. I'm going with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage to, believe it or not, beat FTR. Because I feel like there's a big story down the line potentially for these two teams. Maybe there's a chance FTR could theoretically beat Copeland and Cage tonight or this afternoon. They did lost last pay-per-view for AEW Forbidden Door. So it's interesting to say at least, but I still think I'm going to pick Adam Copeland and Christian Cage to defeat FTR here. It could be a chance FTR would have beat Cage and Copeland, and then FTR go on to take on a tag team champions against Brodito. Hopefully it's Brodito, not the Young Bucks, like I'm predicting here. Spoiler alert, in the match later in the show. Spoiler alert to say the least. But I'm still going to keep my prediction with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage to defeat FTR here. Just it seemed like Tony Khan give the hometown guys, Cage and Copeland, their hometown moments by defeating FTR here. So I'm going to go with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage to defeat FTR to start the show. It should be a fun match. It's probably be a banger match. Probably one of the things I'm looking for on the show. One of a few things, honestly. Between this and maybe even the fail forward Statlander, Jay Hader, Declan, and Tony Storm, but probably not, honestly. It's not a lot in this card to be excited for. Maybe even Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page. Maybe even Mark Briscoe and MJF against him, but still. This card is not going to be a pay-per-view worthy compared to WrestlePalooza at all, though, so I'll be honest there to say at least. It's an honest wrestling fan for both AEW and WWE. Not that both companies are on fire, they're obviously just a complete fucking not great whatsoever, but still, I mean, you get the gist. But I'm going with Adam Copeland or Cope! And Christian Cage defeats FTR, Dax Hart, and Cass Ware in their tag team match to start the show. Moving on to Eddie Kingston. He'll be making his return to AEW and All Out this afternoon. Be taking on Big Bill. Trust me, I like Eddie Kingston a lot. I'm glad he's back and healthy and everything. But him, this first match on pay-per-view, I think it'd be a big-time banger, big-time match for Eddie Kingston, right? If he's on pay-per-view, his first match back. No, first of all, it's announced on Collision he's making his return. And it's taking on Big fucking Bill. What the fuck are we doing here, Tony Khan? Like, what the no offense to Big Bill. I'm always a big fan of Big Bill. I remember he was big cast in WWE. Will Morrissey, I think even given him TNA. He's very good at what he does. But why is Eddie Kingston making his return to face Big Bill at the All Out pay-per-view? I could say it's for your Dynamite or staying on Collision or what. No, we got to overload the code? Overload the card for the sake of overloading the fucking card, man. Unbelievable. But I'm honestly going Eddie Kingston to defeat Big Bill. I don't see why he will lose his first match back to Big fucking Bill. Be kind of bizarre. No Tony Khan probably do something like that, to say the least. But I'm going Eddie Kingston to defeat Big Bill. It should be a random whatever match, honestly. Because it's for fucking mid-episode of Collision, honestly. Moving on to Jon Moxley. We take it on Darby Allin in a coffin match. There's a chance that Jon Moxley does beat Darby Allin. Because Jon Moxley were to lose this match, we're using 3 straight pay-per-views and All In. Forbidden Door, he lost in the Steel Cage match. And obviously here I'm in Blues against Darby Allin. There's always a chance that Moxley beats Darby. There's always a chance, obviously. I'm going Darby Allin to defeat Jon Moxley. Should be a fun match. I like Darby. Moxley's always Moxley. He's not been great at all recently. Ever since the reign of Terry he had with him and the Death Riders, obviously, or could also take over AEW. If you want to call it that. Whatever, man, it is what it is. I'm going Darby Allin to defeat Jon Moxley in a coffin match this afternoon, though. It should be a fun match, in all honesty. I'm still not looking forward to this, though, because I don't care for Moxley in 2025, like I used to be with Dean Ambrose, even pre-AEW with Jon Moxley. When he was just getting to AEW as the AEW World Champion, his second ever AEW World Champion. That was a reign of reigns he had. Not the latest reign he had, obviously. But I'm going with Darby Allin to defeat Jon Moxley in a double or nothing. All out tonight, or this afternoon, to say the least. Moving on to Mark Briscoe. He took on MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Freeman. He lost his CMLL World Television Championship. I think it was something like that, to call the title. Against Mystico. Goes to show you how weird this promotions can be. But I'm going with MJF to defeat Mark Briscoe in a tables and tax match. Don't know what a tables and tax match means. I don't know what it fucking means at all. More likely a tables match, honestly. But still, I'm going MJF to defeat Mark Briscoe. So I want to see why MJF would lose to Mark Briscoe. Just losing yesterday. We'll ain't find out what that to say. So I'm going MJF to defeat Mark Briscoe. Should be a fun match. You always like Briscoe, always love MJF. Much I like MJF on this podcast. I'm moving on to the Hurt Syndicate. In a 6-man, I don't give a flying fuck tag match. Lovely, Tony Khan. A trios match, I don't give a flying shit about. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP. Actually, MVP is wrestling tonight, afternoon, believe it or not. Taking on Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. Fucking boring, because say for Collision or Dynamite. The fuck are we doing with this? Who freaking cares? How am I supposed to care for this? Between this and Eddie Kingston and Big Bill, like, who the fuck cares? I'm going with the Hurt Syndicate to win here. I'm sorry they'll lose against the Gates of Agony and Ricochet. You know, Ricochet is great, but still. Don't fucking care about this. Y'all can fucking tell on this podcast. So 6-man, I don't give a flying fuck tag matches, to say the least. Moving on to Marie Riho. Be taking on my girl, lovely Mercedes Moné. for the AEW TBS Championship, and it was 9 belts Monday. I don't see why Mercedes will lose here. So I know she on Dynamite this week. She gained the upper hand against Riho. Everyone's up in arms with Mo. But Mercedes dropping the title to Riho? I don't think that's the case. Usually I would think that would be the case. But Mercedes, why would she ever lose to Riho? Riho is very good of a wrestler. But just like all these jokes, I don't mean to sound like a racist or anything. I'm not a racist at all. I like a lot of Japanese women. I love Io Sky. I love Stephanie Vaquero. She's not Japanese. She's more Chilean, but still. I love Io Sky. One of the best in the world. I'm probably neck and neck with Mercedes, I feel. 1 and 2. I love, who else? I love Kairi Sane. Love Asuka. Love Asuka. What she's doing right now on Raw with Kairi Sane and Io Sky. And a little bit of damage control, like, what do you want to call it? Like damage control, like breakdowns or something like that. No pun intended, damage control. But still, man, you get the gist. I like Japanese women. I don't know if Rio is Japanese. You know she's Joshi. But still, I mean, you get the gist, honestly. I don't know what to tell you, people. I'm going with Mercedes Moné to beat Riho. I don't see why she would lose against Riho despite getting the upper hand on Dynamite last September to remember the collision Dynamite this past week. So I ain't fine with that to say. So I'm going Mercedes Moné to defeat Riho tonight or this afternoon. As an avid Mercedes Moné fan, I don't know why it's on pay-per-view either. Is it more meaningful than the 6-man tag and me and Eddie Kingston and Big Bill? Yeah, obviously. Like this could at least be a good match or even great match. You know how great Mercedes is. I get that. But to think that, like, seriously, I don't care for this. As much as I love Mercedes, I love that girl. One of my favorites for a wrestler right now, honestly, in the world. Male or female. I said that, always did. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be, like, an honest fan like I am now. Ever since, like, the Tony Storm match, like, what has Mercedes done? I can't even name you. I think she just won like, another couple of belts after that. That's all I can tell you. And I love that. I love that she's collecting belts. Might be an unpopular take, honestly. But what she's doing with the storytelling, it's like nothing. It's like nothing. So that I can get from an honest fan if you're saying stuff like that. But there's obviously haters out there. It's like, oh, 9 belts, whatever, fuck this, fuck that, fuck Mercedes Moné, Creative Moné, Mercedes Hogan, bitch, bullshit like that. That's where you go too far. That's where you go too far. But I like the 9 belts gimmick. I just wish there was like storytelling involved with the 9 titles. You can tell a lot of stories with these 9 titles. Especially when she drops them to any promotion, any wrestler they want to name it every different promotion she's holding the titles for. But still, I'm going Mercedes when I retain her champion TBS title against Riho this afternoon to say it should be a good match as I can give you though, honestly. Moving on to the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson taking on Jet Speed by Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. Taking on the Don Callis families, Josh Alexander, Hechicero, and Brody King and Bandito to reign defend AEW Tag Team Champions. And a fatal 4 ladder match for said AEW World Tag Team titles. We've seen a lot of ladder matches in the past. This is nothing for me. All I ask is not to do this outcome, but it's weird feeling Tony Khan is going to do this outcome. Got the strange feeling the Young Bucks will regain the tag team titles on this afternoon. You know, I'm going with them to win it. Obviously, I wish Brodito would win it. That's why I want to retain their titles. But it's got this weird feeling that Tony Khan is going to have Bandito and Brody King drop the titles to Young Bucks, ultimately get the Young Bucks to back in their redemption storyline. Got this weird feeling to do that. You know what? I don't fucking like that at all. Don't know why I'm doing this all the fucking time with the Young Bucks, all the title matches and tag team title matches. Like, why? Why? Can we get some storytelling and not involved with the tag team titles with the Young Bucks? It's whatever, man. I'm going with the Young Bucks to win the tag team titles this afternoon. Hopefully, they don't do that, obviously. But still, I'm going with the Young Bucks to win back to AEW World Tag Team titles this afternoon. And trust me, I know Brody has won the titles at Forbidden Door, but I felt like they're just traditional champions get the titles on somebody else, whether it's FTR, the Young Bucks, or Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. It doesn't fucking matter. But I'm going with the Young Bucks to win back the tag team titles. Moving on, Konosuke Takeshita versus Mascara Dorada versus Kazuchika Okada for the AEW Unified Championship. Honestly, Dorada is only in this match to take the pinfall. It's all he's in this match for. Takeshi's not going to lose. They want Takeshi to lose. They want Okada to take a pinfall if he's losing this match. So I'm going with Kazuchika Okada to pin the Dorada here. That's all it is. But I do like the fact that potentially starting as like a babyface turn for Konosuke Takeshita. You get him out of Don Callis. I mean, that's really good if you ask me. Maybe he's the one to dethrone to run Okada for a unified title, and that'd be freaking great if you ask me. And that match would be freaking great too. Okada and Takeshita would be freaking great for maybe for Full Gear this year. Maybe not Wrestle Dream would be kind of too soon. No one Tony Khan would probably do that, honestly. Maybe like either World's End or Full Gear feel would be like decent enough for that if you ask me. So we're going to Kazuchika Okada to defeat Dorada and also Konosuke Takeshita as well to retain the AEW Unified Championship. Moving on, it might be a hot take with this next match. Chris Statlander taking on Jamie Hayter versus taking on Thekla, taking on Tony Storm to reign defend AEW Women's World Champion for said AEW Women's World Championship. But you're not, guys. I got big time. I wish this honestly happens. I really do. I got Chris Statler win the championship this afternoon. I said it. Now, whether she drops her back to Tony Storm, I hope to God they don't do that. Or she drops it back to Tony, or she turns heel and joins the Death Riders. They've been teasing that the past weeks. There's a chance that honestly happens. That's why I'm going to Chris Statler to win this. I think your Maria Shafir helps Statlander, maybe Moxley to a point. Maybe other Death Rider members help Statlander beat either Tony or Thekla or Jamie Hayter. It depends. Let's hope the guy don't have to take her to pinfall, just Thekla, and can not even pin just Tony Storm. Like, Tony Storm would have literally beat Mercedes Moné's undefeated streak and have her not even get pinned to lose her championship. Be kind of stupid. But it's weird from the Fatal 4-Way match here. Statlander or Tony pin Thekla. You don't want Hayter to lose. You want Statlander to lose. You probably don't want Tony to lose. So Thekla, just like the Dorada match, I feel like she's only here to take the pinfall, honestly. But I'm going with Chris Statlander to beat the other three women, Jamie Hayter, Thekla, and Tony Storm to win the AEW Women's World Championship. You know what? I wish that fucking happens. Just like I wish last month with Athena being Tony for said title. I wish that then obviously that did not happen, obviously. Sadly. I love Tony Storm. Don't get me wrong, I love Tony Storm. But why can we have her in non-title feuds too, just like Young Bucks and eventually even Mercedes Moné, who's that TBS title? I think Mercedes at least is debatable because she only don't know the mid-card title. She hasn't gotten sniffed the world title despite losing against All In. So there you go. We got Chris Statler winning the AEW Women's World title this afternoon, hopefully. Moving on to your main event, more than likely, probably, last month we said that. Obviously, the Death Riders main event last month against Forbidden Door. Kyle Fletcher, the reigning defend AEW TNT champion, taking on Hangman Adam Page, the reigning defend AEW World Champion, for said AEW World Championship. I got Hangman Adam Page defeating Kyle Fletcher, obviously, probably the most obvious freaking outcome of this match, or whole event. Because Kyle Fletcher's not going to hold two titles, and it showed that on Dynamite this past week, or / Collision, or September to Remember edition. Like, Fletcher's not beating him up. Hey, man, he's just not. He ain't going to be in two titles. And on Tony Khan likes to do 2 titles, but I see Mercedes having 9 titles, Okada having 3 titles, and somebody else has a double championships. I don't know, man. Probably almost everybody in this fucking company has more than 1 championship. Literally. I'm going with Kyle Fletcher. No, not Kyle Fletcher. I'm going to Hangman Adam Page to defeat Kyle Fletcher and retain the AEW World Championship this afternoon. I repeat my predictions. By the way, this match should be fun. Don't get me wrong. It'll probably be a 25-minute classic banger. Like a banger match. But still, man, like, seriously. Why can't we have somebody else have challenged Hangman for the show? And so we got to pin the TNT champion and make your titles look less prestigious. I know Fletcher probably in a 25-minute banger match. But still, like, people might say be elevated and defeat here. And yeah, there's always that. I'll always be honest with that. There's always victory and defeat. But there's a difference between Fletcher and having the title or not title on him at the same time with challenging Heyman. It was making a lot of sense to me, to say the least. But anyways, I'm going with Heyman, Adam Page to defeat Kyle Fletcher, retain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship this afternoon. I will repeat my predictions again. I got Christian Cage and Adam Copeland defeating FTR. I got Eddie Kingston defeating Darby Allin. I got MJF defeating Mark Briscoe in a Tables and Tax match. I got the Hurt Syndicate defeating the Gates of Agony and Ricochet. I got Mercedes Moné defeating Rio to retain the AEW TBS Championship. I got the Young Bucks defeating Jet Speed, Josh Alexander and Hechicero, and Bro Deal to win the AEW World Tag Team titles in a ladder match. I got Kazuchika Okada to successfully defend his AEW Unified Championship. I got Chris Down defeating Jamie Hayter, Thekla, and Tony Storm to win the AEW Women's World Championship. And the main event, more than likely, got Hangman Adam Page defeating Kyle Fletcher to win the to retain the AEW World Championship this afternoon. That is my AEW All Out 2025 predictions on this podcast. And finally, your WWE WrestlePalooza 2025 predictions as well. Hopefully it's going to go 20 minutes like the freaking All Out predictions did, because there's a lot less matches on this show. Probably a better card, though, too. Moving on to the opening match that's confirmed for this show. John Cena, on his retirement tour, obviously. He's taking on Brock Lesnar for the final time, more likely one-on-one. I got John Cena defeating Brock Lesnar. I don't see why he would lose to Brock after being losing to Brock a lot of times in the past. And getting his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar a lot. Is Cena ever beaten Lesnar? I don't know if he has. I'm trying to think one-on-one. Does Cena ever beaten Brock Lesnar? So you're maybe tell that story tonight. I think he maybe has, but still. Should be a match, honestly. I wish we had picked John Cena, not Brock Lesnar again. I don't want to see that again. Even for tonight. And that has nothing to do with the Janelle Graham bullshit of with Brock Lesnar. If with or without the allegations, I don't think we need Brock Lesnar at all ever. Again. We didn't need him at SummerSlam. His segments prove like we don't need Brock Lesnar. Just look on SmackDown, the segment R-Truth. No, it's more Creative's fault. I get that. I understand that. I'll be calling it out too. I'm not saying it's just Brock Lesnar's fault. But we don't need guys like Brock. We can have I don't know, guys like Braun Breaker can do. But Fenton, he undoubtedly gets called up to the main roster. Guys like that. Seriously, I don't think we need Brock Lesnar whatsoever. And I don't care to see Brock Lesnar when he's back taking on John Cena for the final time. I don't care to see that. I don't know what else to tell you people. I don't care to see it. But we're seeing it, obviously, for tonight, to say the least. But going with John Cena to defeat Brock Lesnar here should be a match, though, to say the least. But I understand when they're kicking off with this match. A big fight feel for the debut episode or premium live event for ESPN. I get that, though, to say the least. Well, I'm going with John Cena to defeat Brock Lesnar for tonight on Indianapolis, Indiana. Hold on, so the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso will be taking on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the Bronsons. Believe it or not, I got Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed defeating the Usos. Because I have this weird feeling Jay Uso is going to turn heel on his brother Jimmy. Just like SummerSlam a couple years ago in 2023 when Jimmy Uso turned his back on Jay Uso. When Uso was taking on Roman Reigns in Tribal Combat for a Universal Championship, Undisputed Universal Championship, you get the point then. So there you go. I have this weird feeling he's going to want redemption from that. I don't think Jey Uso's forgotten that moment, obviously. I seriously don't think he's forgotten that. So we went to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to win this match, but it'll help Jey Uso turn his back on his brother Jimmy. So there you go. I got Braun Breaker and Reed defeating the Usos. Should be a good match, though, to say the least. But probably, if you're looking at the 5-match card, it's probably the least thing you'd be looking forward to on this card. Say at least out of the 5 matches, like you got obviously John Cena and Brock Lesnar. Say what you want about the feud, it is what it is. And the next match, so it's CM Punk And AJ Lee, husband and wife duo, take another husband and wife duo. Seth Rollins, the reigning defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and Becky Lynch in a mixed tag match here to say the least. I got CM Punk and AJ Lee defeating Rollins and Punk. Or Rollins and Punk. I always compare these guys mix and match. And girls and guys to say the least, man. I got CM Punk and AJ Lee defeating Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch tonight. It's for AJ Lee's first match back. She ain't gonna lose. Why would she lose her first match back in WWE after 10 years away from the company? This doesn't make a lot of sense. So I got CM Punk and AJ Lee to win. I'm looking forward to this match. Probably the most thing I'm looking for on the show. Definitely, I feel on paper. I mean, match-wise, I know Io and Stephanie would be probably the match of the night, probably. Obviously, it's Io and Stephanie, who's the best in the world. People are looking forward to McIntyre and Cody Rhodes too. But still, I think this match is mostly I'm looking forward to mixed tag match of Punk and AJ Lee against Rollins and Becky Lynch. So I got CM Punk and AJ Lee defeating Rollins and Lynch, yep. But probably CM Punk pins Seth Rollins in our title shot eventually, but then wins back the world title. We find out what that though to say the least. No, Io Sky, one of the best in the world, like I said earlier in this podcast, compared to Mercedes Moné. Io Sky, be taking on Stephanie Vaquer for the vacated WWE Women's World Championship. Don't see why Io win back the championship back here. I don't see why she would. So with that, I'm going Stephanie Vaquer to win the WWE Women's World Championship. And also for this reason, to build a matchup between potentially down the line, building a tease on Raw this week with Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea Ripley too, and sign me the fuck up for that one. I know, people might say, oh, Rhea Ripley, another title match. Trust me, I don't understand that big time. I don't like Rhea in a lot of title matches. But still, man, Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer, you can't complain for that. As long as Stephanie wins, I don't see what the problem is doing that. If Rhea wins, I'll be fucking pissed off, though. Because Stephanie should be beating Rhea Ripley. Rhea does not need to beat Stephanie. I don't care what Triple H wants to do. Building up Rhea Ripley and then becoming a women's champion again, going to WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. I don't need to see that. Have Stephanie win this championship and also beat Rhea Ripley afterwards. That's what should be happening. If Triple H does not do that, he's going to be a fucking dumbass. Like Triple Nose McGee. He ain't going to beat the allegations with that one, bro. Just saying. But this match is showing Io and Stephanie. I'm not that impressed with the feud, but obviously there's always people looking forward to the match like I am. Obviously the match is going to be to overdo whatever the fuck it did during their feud. If you want to call it a feud. And I don't think these two ever face-to-face like Cena and Lesnar did. Or didn't either. But alright, man, I've got Stephanie Vaquer winning the WWE Women's World Championship. And you know what? Good. I love Io, but Io's got us through and go involved with damage controls of Io Sky with Asuka and Kairi Sane. She doesn't need a title right now. So now I'm going to Stephanie Vaquer win this match and win the championship and ultimately take on Rhea Ripley right after this, probably, I think, likely. You know, I think that should be for the WrestleMania. So I don't want her teasing it like right now. Unless you're just teasing it for the sake of teasing, I understand that to say at least. So with that, I'm going with Stephanie Vaquer to win the WWE Women's World Championship tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana, at WrestlePalooza. Moving on to your confirmed main event, believe it or not, this match is Drew McIntyre taking on Cody Rhodes, the reigning defending undisputed WWE champion, for said undisputed WWE championship in your main event. I got Cody Rhodes retaining. There is a chance that maybe, by the way, there's only for two reasons why I think this main match is main event. Not because of the match. The amount of the match would be great on paper. It's Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, man. I mean, come on. That's a main event for a B-level pay-per-view. I get that. Or PLE in general. I get that. But yet the matches on this card tonight, you got Cena and Lesnar, I thought would be main evented. Or even Punk and AJ Lee against Rollins and Lynch, that would be main event once I heard Lesnar and Cena was kicking off the show. Like, I didn't think Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes was main evented. I thought they'll put this in the middle of the show. I've done this. I would have done, honestly, Drew and Cody starting the show with Cena and Lesnar in the middle of the show. Because no one wants to see Lesnar and Cena starting off fucking WrestlePalooza. I know it's for ESPN, inaugural event for premium live events. I get that. But still, on a big fight feel, I understand that, but still, it's not, I don't want to have done that. If this was Peacock, they probably would have done like middle of the show with Cena and Lesnar. And then main event with Punk and AJ Lee against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I thought a main event with that. So that's the best thing going forward in this whole fucking WWE in 2025. Right now is in his current moments. AJ Lee has been the best thing about WWE television. And her not main event is kind of just a big fuck you to her, honestly. No, I was going to say a big fuck you to her. And not even just AJ. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins have been putting on great work as a couple. Been loving it. And Punk is always CM Punk. We all love CM Punk. But still, I think Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes are going to main event. But then again, like, it's not for the biggest title in the company, but still. But I'm going with Cody Rhodes to defeat Drew McIntyre for retaining the Undisputed WWE Championship. There's two things I said could be happening here. I think one or the other will happen, because since this is main eventing. One is, obviously, you can see it off the top of my head, Randy Orton be turning on Cody Rhodes after this match. And literally destroying Rhodes. It's got this feeling that's what should be happening. That's my number one pick. Obviously, the next two, believe it or not. But as Randy Orton turning his back and Cody Rhodes and finally being involved, probably hitting that Punk kick. One way or another, he finally hits that Punk kick. But this time as a heel. This time not McIntyre, but on Cody Rhodes. Setting up basically a tease. I don't know if it's like right after this or going to WrestleMania 42. But Cody Rhodes defend that championship against Randy Orton. We should have got that realistically this year at 41. It wasn't for John Cena turning heel. But still, man. That's what should be happening. My number one spot. Believe it or not, this next one. The second one is a year I have to project here. Just have this feeling The Rock could be coming back. He could be The Rock coming back. That's my next one, honestly. But honestly, I don't want to see The Rock. I really don't. He's just going to be back and for a cheap fucking pop. And maybe do one storyline, then dip again. He's going to dip like right... He didn't even finish the storyline with John Cena turning heel. So why the fuck would I want to see The Rock here tonight? Also, you're going to be blown off the fucking, like... He's not going to blow off with his own your soul unless he appears in the Cena and Lesnar match, maybe. But I see him coming back in the main event. Selling his soul to... Obviously, John Cena selling his soul to The Rock. Like, he didn't even finish that. We didn't even see it on WrestleMania this year. When Cena won the championship. We saw Travis fucking Scott. We didn't see nobody else. Not even Paul Heyman or Seth Rollins. When they turned heel on the night previous at 41 Night 1. But my God, man. I don't want to see The Rock. I don't want to see him at all. Until he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's the only time I'd rather see The Rock. He's not a Hall of Famer yet, people. He's not inducted in the Hall of Fame. He's obviously a Hall of Fame worthy career, obviously. But he's not inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame yet. But still, man, I hope to God we don't get The Rock. Look, he's going to be competing one set pop. And he's going to dip again. Looks like he did after Bad Blood last year. Going to a Raw Netflix debut in January 6th. Then he came back on SmackDown a couple months after that. Like, Cody Rhodes, I want your soul. Which everyone laughed at him for. And then John Cena sold his soul to The Rock at Elimination Chamber. He even finished that storyline. So what makes you think he's going to finish this fucking storyline? Drew McIntyre or whoever. Maybe McIntyre wins the championship. Maybe Drew McIntyre sells his soul to The Rock. Maybe that sets up McIntyre and Cena. Maybe that for the final Cena's match. I don't know, man. Hope to God that is not the case. So I don't need to see The Rock involved with that. Whatever, man. It is what it is. But I hope the first one happens. I want to see Randy Orton heel. I want him going against Cody Rhodes for said undisputed WWE Championship. I can't complain with Drew McIntyre being a WWE Champion. I would love to see that, honestly. I would love to see McIntyre win the World Heavyweight Championship or even the undisputed WWE Championship. You name it. I want to see one of those titles on McIntyre this year. But not with The Rock on his side. That'd be stupid. Like, I don't want to see that at all, bro. So with that, I'm going Cody Rhodes to beat McIntyre Should be a great match. It's McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, obviously. So we ain't fun with that. I got Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton turning his back on Cody Rhodes and hitting that punk kick fine, but not on McIntyre, but on Cody Rhodes. Go with my predictions again. I got John Cena defeating Brock Lesnar to start the show. I got Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed defeating the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. I got CM Punk and AJ Lee defeating Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in that mixed tag match. I got Stephanie Vaquera defeating Io Sky to win the WWE Women's World Championship. And in the main event, I got Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre to retain the undisputed WWE Championship as well. That is my AEW All Out, my WWE WrestlePalooza 2025 preview and predictions on this podcast. As always, let me know in the comment section below what you think of my predictions. Let me know your predictions for both AEW All Out and WrestlePalooza 2025. Until next time, trust it definitely be a nice one, right? Peace, love, right? I am out. Take care. I love y'all big time, to say the least.